Hello and welcome to Businessline. Our top story this week is Connect 2009, a two-day information and communications technology extravaganza held in the city. The unprecedented global slowdown in the world economy has led to fear in the minds of many. Connect 2009 has broached strategies for resurgence of the ICT sector and has laid down a vision for growth. For more, let's go across to the Chennai Trade Center.
The ICT sector registered a growth of 29% last year in the state, despite the economic slowdown. A CII initiative, Connect 2009, was a platform for IT companies to share their experiences and knowledge with other sectors. Also on the agenda of the 9th edition of the event were issues such as harnessing the intrinsic strengths of the sector and strengthening the digital infrastructure. Inaugurating the event, Union IT Minister A. Raja said the synergy between a national policy and inputs from the state would strengthen the sector even further.
Since it is in the central list, the state government's says are very limited. Of course, sometimes they are having no role at all. Whatever be the clearances, it has to be done by the central government. Whatever be the facilitation or incentives is going to be offered by the state government will not be incorporated in the central government. I do not feel the rapid changes in this department, in this field, cannot be visible, cannot be tangible.
Information Technology Minister of Tamil Nadu, Pungode Aladi Aruna, invited IT companies to establish their facilities at Tier 2 cities.
We have invested nearly 540 crores for the infrastructure development and buildings in Tier 2 cities such as Coimbatore, Trichy, Tirunelveli, Madurai, Hosur and Salem.
Stressing on inclusive growth, Member of Parliament Kanimoli said that IT could prosper only if all the other key sectors like agriculture, manufacturing and health prospered. Manoj Kohli, CEO and Joint Managing Director of Bharti Airtel, said broadband would be a key to economic growth and its penetration has strong correlation with GDP growth. Themes like reinventing Indian ICT for the new world order and building India's digital infrastructure were also discussed at the conference, which saw national and international delegates and industry leaders. Special export awards were also presented to companies that had excelled in software exports from the state.
Part of Connect 2009 was Taitronics India. Now, Taiwan might be a small country, but it's got a lot of money and it's looking at India when it comes to spending it right. The Taitronics India initiative is now in its third year here, meant to promote business partnerships between the two countries even further.
$1 billion. That's how much money Taiwan has invested in India over the past 7 years. Very little compared to the $90 billion that this island nation has pumped into smaller places like Malaysia. In an attempt to scale up its investments in India, the country has been organizing tech fairs called Taitronics for the past 2 years. The third and largest edition is on in Chennai till the 13th of September and is promoting electronics, auto parts and machinery.
We have ignored this market prior to 2002 and we made a mistake. We should come back to this market. That's number one. And number two, for diversification purposes, we've been heavily invested in China, in ASEAN countries, to a staggering amount. And with this market potential here, we should come, in other words, we should diversify away from China, Vietnam, Thailand to somewhere else.
Taiwan has been partial to China, given its cultural, religious and geographical similarities. But it's looking at diverting at least some of its $300 billion worth of investments in China into India. It aims at doubling its $1 billion investment in India over the next 3 years. This will eventually lead to creation of tens of thousands of jobs. At the same time, Taiwanese companies are counting on India's reciprocation as well.
Probably 80% to 90% of the cars are using steel wheels. And that's why we're looking forward. There's so many companies discussing with Liu Ho and talking about having a joint venture about alloy wheels. And that made us also surprised to see such market here. And they talk about aftermarket service.
A healthy Taiwan-India relationship means most to an investment-friendly state like Tamil Nadu. It's already home to 90% of Taiwanese manufacturing plants, and this number looks northbound in the coming years.
Talking of investments, Chennai Petroleum Corporation, the refining subsidiary of Indian Oil Corporation, has announced what they will do with the 1,000 crore rupees in the current financial year. We'll bring you this report.
Public sector refinery Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited is planning to invest 1,000 crore rupees on new projects in the current financial year. This was announced after the company's 43rd annual general body meeting. A major portion of the investment will be spent on creating a facility for receiving crude at the Ennore port.
Crude oil terminal, which will come inside the Ennore port. That's what is our proposal with Ennore port. They are favorably considering our proposal to give about 60 acres of land. And we have to lay a pipeline from that Ennore port to the refinery. Yes. So this package of crude oil terminal and the pipeline, this also we will engage a consultant. And this lining up of the consultant will be over, I hope, by October this year, that is in a month's time, and then we will go ahead with this project.
The company has scrapped its proposed 20-kilometer pipeline project plan from its refinery at Manali to the Chennai port. This has forced the company to go to Ennore port. Despite posting a better performance and an improvement in turnover by 11% from 32,889 crore rupees in 2007-2008 to 36,489 crore rupees in 2008-2009, CPCL was constrained to post a net loss of 397.28 crore rupees during 2008-2009.
We're losing about 4 rupees 60 paise on petrol and about 3 rupees plus on diesel and about 18 rupees a litre on kerosene and about 160 rupees a cylinder. About 75 crores a day. At this rate, our under recovery should be about 25,000 crores for the year. CPCL, as you know, have done well last year physically, operationally, but we've had some unfortunate inventory losses and foreign exchange losses, and also interest cost went up, so we've declared about 300 odd crores loss.
However, during the first quarter of 2009-2010, the company made a profit after tax of 304.72 crore rupees.
Now let's take a look at how the markets have performed this week. The stock markets closed on a strong note, with the Sensex managing to sustain about the 16,000 mark. Sensex closed 16,264, gaining 575 points through the week. The Oil India IPO closed with a very good response. The issue was subscribed 30 times, with the institutional portion subscribed 53 times. The IPO of Pipavav Shipyard will be open from September 16th to 18th next week. The company is offering shares at 55 to 60 rupees. Joining me on the other side, Aarti Krishnan, Head of Research Bureau at the Businessline newspaper. We'll be continuing our discussion on mutual funds. Stay tuned.